Hi everybody, it's Harini, Rini, or Smarty Marty, however you may know me. I've said that before. It makes me think about all the content I've created this year. Here's me after a year of being on YouTube and plenty on Instagram, finally embracing the word content creator. We're gonna talk about my journey a little bit. And before I get into 2020 and what I learned this year and all the things I got to do, I just wanted to make this as short as I can. I say this every video, but I never make them shorter than 10 minutes. And it's a struggle. I feel like every time I say something, I always add another point on top of it, and then I go back to it and I'm like, ooh, that was good. I can't cut that out. Probably from this need to over-explain myself, which is why my social media is the way it is. I'm going to just answer some questions, and hopefully most of my journey will be covered in that. So first of all, before we get started, thank you for being here, for being on Instagram, for being on YouTube. Most of you have seen my stuff before, so you know what I do, and if you haven't, welcome. It's the end of 2020. It's never too late to meet new people online and build community. So thank you for being here. No matter who you are, no matter how we're connected, no matter if we know each other in real life or not, virtual friends are as important, and that's something we've learned. And it's not just people whose relationships you want to strengthen, long distance ones and people that you can't see right now because you're trying to keep them safe. I hope you are. But also meeting new friends online has been a huge thing for me. So welcome. Hi. The first question. Okay, well, the first two are kind of related. It is, where do you get your energy from, Boost or Horlicks? Both of them are these energy-based milk powder things that kids have with their milk, and it's supposed to, like, Horlicks' tagline is taller, stronger, sharper, and Boost is the secret of my energy. Where do I get my energy from? To be honest, it's human interaction. I read somewhere this year that the difference between extroverts and introverts isn't like their affinity towards people, whether they like people or not. It's just what social interaction does to them and their energy. And for extroverts, a gain, a source of energy, and for introverts, it drains their energy. This year has made me try to find the energy within myself. Anything I do, I like to share. I like to package, not for the vanity of it, to just talk to someone. Being able to do the things I do is because I like to interact with people, and that's where my energy comes from. It does seem like I have energy all the time, and I do also try to highlight points of my life where I don't feel as energetic and work stresses me out, or there are points where I'm just really tired and I can't do things, and I want to be honest about that. It's okay, and I've learned to embrace that. Sometimes this year I've been like, oh my gosh, I don't feel like myself. I'm just not hyper or jumpy or not as happy or excited, and that's fine because this year has been difficult. The second question is also related. It is, I admire your passion and energy. Thank you. Do you have any advice for keeping your energy up? Very subjective. Your energy comes from what makes you happy. Energy is different for everybody. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to become extra talky or extra productive. Energy can be just being in the state of mind where you're calm and collected. Make sure you take time out of your day to engage in things that are self-care for you. Do what feels right for you. Have a little routine to keep your energy positive. I'm trying not to use the word high or low because it's different for everybody, and not everybody wants to be high energy all the time. Some people just want to keep it mellow, which is cool. And it's really nice for me to interact with people who are not like me because I learn so much from them. How do you keep yourself motivated? Well, I guess this depends if it's my personal or professional life, because my personal life is pretty much storytelling my life, and at this point in my life, I keep using the word life, place where I'm trying to figure myself out and what I'm gonna do in this world. I'm almost done with school. It's been an explorative journey through school. My projects in school are my passion projects. I take everything up with all my heart and soul, and I really just give myself to my schoolwork. To keep myself motivated is to find what it goes back to that same thing I said about energy. Just find what makes me excited about it. And if it doesn't, then I try to move it in a way that does. And I had the flexibility and freedom to do that. I realized that in people's work lives and personal lives, not everybody has that. You do the work you do because you like to do it, or you're at least making the pivot. And if you're stuck with a project that you don't like, then just finding a pathway towards making it something you like. I find connection to my work. If I'm sharing something, I like to play with the fonts, I like to play with the colors, I like to play with the music that goes with it. And being creative has always been a way to keep myself motivated. Making an impact keeps me motivated. If I know something I'm gonna do is going to have a larger impact than just myself, than just my learning, then I'm in, I'm all in. Even if it's a hypothetical project, just thinking about if this was real, this is what it could do. That's how I got through my architecture thesis. It was hard to go through something that I wasn't even interested in doing, but it wasn't for me. So how I stuck to doing that project was just a part of it that made me happy, which was the programming. Next question. You're so wholesome. That's very sweet. Did you know that I learn a lot from you every day? I did not know that. So my intention with the content I share is to spread awareness. Education is really important to me. I love learning. I do it all the time with people I know, people I don't know. Content that I come across, I'm crying. I don't know why I'm crying. Anything I come across, I get so excited to know something new, and I want to spark that curiosity in other people. It just felt good to share content that can reach people and open their mind to something new. Describe your Instagram journey, highs and lows. Last year I went public to share my self-expression with a larger audience. People I don't know, friends of friends, just people on the internet, while staying safe and private about things that needed to be kept private, of course. But if my content wanted to be shared, I wanted that to be an option. I was going beyond sharing my own life and sharing things I cared about, exploring a platform that I knew would become important because I was changing careers. A career in communications wired me to learn more about social media, and I didn't realize how big of a deal it was until I was actually in school. But taking that step before grad school really helped me kind of figure out how the algorithm works, how the metrics work. And it wasn't a priority for my personal Instagram, but it was something I wanted to keep myself abreast of. I think highs have definitely been feedback. I do this a lot. I consume a lot of content without letting the creator know how I felt about it, and it's something I've been actively trying to change, whether I comment or I share their work with how I felt about it, or reaching out on DM and saying, hey, your work touched me. It is very personal, the things I share. To know that you are able to draw a line of connection from my life to your life, it means a lot for you to appreciate the little things or the work that I put into things. I don't bank on those. I don't expect that to happen at all. Lows, Instagram lows. Maybe one of them has been being afraid. For example, YouTube. Right now, I'm talking at a stretch and feeling like someone's out there listening. I wasn't at that place in January 2020. And now this going out January 2021, I'm just like, yeah, I can do this. I can do this because it's not overwhelming. It's not overwhelming anymore. I know what I want. I know I'm not trying to be like anyone else. I'm just trying to be me. I'm trying to create content that makes sense for me, and I'm not going to complicate it. I'm not going to add more stress to my life. Finding your niche is important, and knowing why you use your social media is important. I wanted to include this little clip, so take a sec.
I think it just all goes back to your intention. Like, it's important to be yourself on social media, but like, who are you? What are your values?
Everyone has their own style, and it really just comes down to what your intention. So that it's been a low, but also turning into a high of embracing myself and being authentic with who I am, and making sure I preach that to other people so that they know my values, but they also appreciate their own values and ground themselves in who they are. Another low, which I have experienced, advocating on behalf of people. I think it's really important to be mindful of what you say online, whether you have a huge platform or not. And you have a responsibility to do justice by what you're saying and be credible in what you're saying. Make sure you source your work. Social media is a scary place. When it's my personal brand, it's on me and the stakes aren't too high. But when I'm representing another entity, I want to make sure that I'm even more mindful of the things I do. And even if I mess up, I need to take responsibility for representing that entity in a certain way. A lot of it has combined with my learnings in school and has really prepared me for a new career. If you take the time out to share something that's not just about yourself, you have to be careful and mindful and sensitive and just empathetic when you do that. It's a low, but also a high, because the constant learning and being able to take from my bad experiences has been great. And my last question is your post-grad goals. I graduate in 3 months and I'm excited to see what's going to be next. I have to get a move on and really look for opportunities out there, but my goals are to be able to advocate for communities using my creative and digital skills as best as I can. I want to use my voice to uplift other voices and amplify those voices, take and inspire action in other people. I'm learning how to create meaningful content, but I also have the connection to the community, so I do it the right way. And I'm extremely ethical and authentic about it. To be specific, I do hope to work in a nonprofit or government area where I can affect policy, education, and social justice. Thinking about this year and thinking about content, it's been weird because we've not all had the same work ethic throughout the year. It's important to recognize that we've been evolving in ourselves, adjusting to new situations and how the world has been working. So for your content to transform is only natural, and it took me a bit to get there, but I just went back to my archive and I was looking through all the stuff, which is what inspired this video. And I really wanted to go about each one and talk about how I was feeling during the time and why my content was the way it was. The entire month of June, I focused on the Black Lives Matter movement and educational lens because most of my followers live in India. And I wanted them to know things that are happening, the history that I've learned, the unpacking that I'm doing. Not because I'm trying to say, hey, look at me, I'm learning. There's so much to learn, and just that idea of be kind and be respectful and always be open is just the message I was trying to get across. Throughout the year, I was able to share about mental health, my own, in general, just tips, civic responsibility when it came to voting, and social justice education. Hear from you, and I love the interaction stories that I can do polls and quizzes and ask you guys questions. You've helped me on projects, you've helped me, making me feel like I'm not alone. This 2020 has really meant a lot to me with respect to social media, my daily stories, just the random things, how you've embraced me and all that is me. I have to use this time to also say other creators kept my spirits high, whether it's comedic content, entertaining, or just really creative work. Dance, music, podcasts have been amazing. Just all the content I have consumed this year has been incredibly inspiring. And the community that I have built for myself, being able to tag someone and have them be like, hey, thanks for listening, thanks for sharing. It's been amazing to know that everybody's out there just trying to be themselves and share what feels right for them, and seeing that appreciation also makes them happy. So going public has made it easier to make those connections. We all are just trying to feel accepted, but not while changing ourselves. I also wanted to just end by saying, acknowledge that the online life is, I highlight real. I try very hard not to make it that way. It's difficult when I can't keep up with consistent content. For example, when I'm at home, it's different because a lot of the things I do are by myself. When I'm around friends, what I do is I make content, but I actually create the stuff later. Seen patterns of behavior in myself of how I use social media. Back to the point about highlight reels, I try to share all parts of my life and vulnerable moments and what I'm thinking. It's so hard to make your life completely transparent that way. As much as I try and as spammy as it is, thank you for being here, I also just want to acknowledge that we're not all perfect, and even if I try to do that, I'm not gonna get it to be that way. And everyone else uses social media for different reasons. There's not one way to use social media. But as a creator, no one expects anything of you that you're doing for free. So unless you're an influencer and you're attaching yourself to things and you have branded content, you are your own person and you are allowed to share your voice. As long as you're being kind and mindful and careful when sharing to audiences, social media hate is sad. We don't need to be canceling people because they didn't speak up about that issue. Maybe they didn't know. Maybe they're learning. I'm not speaking on behalf of celebrities. You see? It's me. Pretty much re-recording my outro. Have a wonderful new year. Like we learned from last year, there's so much we can expect. Life throws curveballs at, and it's really hard to predict exact things that are gonna happen to us. Whatever you go through, I hope you grow. I hope you learn. I hope you take your learnings and reflect on your own life and see how you can change it for yourself and for everyone around you. Focus on you, take care, wear a mask, be careful, and stay safe out there. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to go through the rough patches because it only makes us appreciate what we have and be grateful for everything that is a part of our life and all the ups and downs we go through. I wish you wholeness and warmth and self-love. Take your time to figure things out. And wherever you are in your life, I hope this message reaches you. For me, someone who's in such a transitionary place and I don't know where I'm gonna be in a few months or like what I'm gonna be doing, I'm just taking every day as it comes, being thankful, but also seeing my progress and hustling as much as I can while taking rest. You do what you will with the new year. Don't stress yourself out. You can make goals anytime. Time is a construct. Calendars and just the New Year's doesn't mean that you are a different person. You are the person who has got through 2020. You got through that and you're only going to go through more. It's not new year, new me. It's new year, same you, but a different version of you. Embrace your past and look forward to what's next. I am looking forward to sharing more, having fun with social media in my job, but also in my personal life. And if there's ever anything you want to see from me, anything you want to hear from me, or something you've always been curious about, my DMs are open, my comments are open, so feel free to reach out. I love to make new friends. Well, Happy New Year, friend. Okay, bye.